Greetings class, it's Professor Shimmy back with another video. Today we have a lesson on potential man finally locking in. So grab your snacks, no long talks, lock the f in. Now let's get into it. Boom, we start with Megumi using domain expansion Chimera Shadow Garden. But Reggie puts his hands together and shakes them. What is bro about to do? No way he has a domain too. He says, esoteric technique, hollow wicker basket. Okay, no. What the actual hell is that? But we learn this is the OG form of the simple domain. It neutralizes a domain and takes away the insta-kill that it has. Too bad. You need some more years before you can ever romp with me. But then Froppy and her dog grab Reggie's legs. He's like, what the? How is he doing this? But basically, hollow wicker basket and simple domains can't neutralize curse techniques. So the 10 shadows are blessed. Again, it can only take away the guaranteed hit. And this Megumi guy's domain is incomplete. He don't got a guaranteed hit, but with his domain active, it boosts his potential to 120%? Hold on, so we're about to see full potential man with no big raga? Megumi walks him down and gives him a rude punch in the face. He's like, what the hell just happened? He tries to make a weapon, but the frogs grab him again. They tie him up, and Megumi treats the man like a punching bag. Reggie gets on that Yerky power. He breaks free from the frogs, but Megumi comes right behind him and gives him a dirty punch. Megumi still ain't done though. He comes from above and gives the man a rude 2-foot stomp. Then he just uses Shadow Clone Jutsu and starts giving him straight BTA. I've never seen a man get jumped by one person. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Megumi vs Yuji, no Raga, no Sukuna. I got potential man. They go clash and Megumi comes and gives him a rude kick to the face. Reggie's like, why is this guy actually cooking me right now? Oh, I get it. His clones and Shikigami took form before hitting me, so this barrier don't got no guaranteed hit. Megumi hits him again and Reggie's like, blood clot, this is worse than a domain with a guaranteed hit. If he brings out that big ass elephant or hits me with water, I'll be cooked and I might take the L. But I ain't going out like no hoe. I got about 1,000 years on this kid. And he throws more receipts. Megumi looks, he's like, wait, that receipt ain't come from his dumbass outfit. He just released that. Nue, go deal with him. It goes to attack, but Reggie says, who's slow, little bro? Then 3 cards appear and go into his shadow. Megumi falls to the ground and Reggie says, I knew it. I had to reinforce my footing with curse energy so I wouldn't fall. Bro's using chakra techniques. He can't fool us. Reggie's like, this whole domain is your shadow, a lie? Being able to hold all these things must be a lot. You ain't even got that much weapon stored. I've only seen you use that one dumbass sword. Maybe you gotta save room for yourself, or maybe you have to feel the weight of everything in your shadow. So just like that, this guy Reggie is making a comeback in the first quarter. And those cards are making Megumi's body weight 2.4 tons? Damn. Okay, hold on. Megumi's holding up 2.4 tons? They've been sleeping on my dog for real. Reggie ain't done though. He says, I'ma keep piling more shit on top of you until you get crushed. Yeah, I got 5 tortas coming next. Megumi says, nah, you're missing something, OG. An incomplete domain is still a domain. There's a shadow above you too, and he points up. Then we just see Max Elephant come down from the ceiling and land on top of him. Hey, let's see who really gets crushed first. We learned the average human loses consciousness with 5 or 6 units of G-force. Right now, Megumi is feeling 40 units of G-force. And just so his blood don't go all the way to his legs, he's using his curse energy to reinforce it properly. Yeah, this Reggie guy's cooked. The domain increased Megumi's precision, so he's really feeling the weight of a real elephant right now. With all that weight, he turns into KD and busts his heel bone and his fibula. Now it's a battle to see who's really about to fall first. Reggie's thinking like, I'm actually done. If I were to use Truck Kun and his bro right now, this kid would be gone already. And he's soaked in water right now too. He's thinking, should I go in the shadow and use my trump card there? Nah, I really might get trapped in that thing. And then what happens if he dies? Am I just gonna be there forever? So he's like, alright, I'ma just use my trump card now, and he pulls out a receipt and says contractual recreation, but he gets pushed all the way down. The man can't breathe. He's like, is this how I'm about to die? Am I a hoe? I ain't even meet no gal from this century. And there's no oxygen, I'm just falling down. And he starts to lose consciousness. We move back to Megumi and he's breathing heavy, but he's not about to remove his domain until this freak is really dead. But then a car comes and brings him out of the shadow? Nah man, what the actual hell is that? He says the things I create disappear when I give it a command, but I ain't give Car-kun a command yet, so it didn't disappear. I commanded it to rise and it brought me all the way up here. Okay, no, that don't even make sense. I'm calling Gegeo here. How the f did it move in his shadow like that? I get it's his technique, but is he not just making regular objects appear and giving them regular commands? No way it should have went straight up and came out like that. There's no road for it to drive on. Reggie says, I can't lie, you're actually strong. The street's been hating on you. But me, I'm stronger, little bro. Contractual recreation, and he brings in a house? Nah, man. This guy's actually crazy. Okay, but why would he not get a receipt for a jet and just come and start shooting the man like crazy? Now, Reggie says, you done, little bro. That house weighs at least 30 tons. You not surviving? Then he says, what weird? And he's underwater again. He's like, what the, am I in his shadow? Nah, this is legit H2O. And we see Megumi behind him giving him a rude headlock. Reggie bags it though. The weight from the two vehicles is really holding him down. That's why he can't move from the headlock. He's sinking fast. Only thing he can do at this point is undo his contractual recreation. And this is what Megumi wants. He falls all the way to the basement of the gym and there's a pool there. Basically, Megumi went into his shadow, ended his domain, then he made Reggie break the floor with the crib he created so he'd fall in the pool. Damn, is this Megumi or Aizen? Reggie's like, how is this guy able to move with all that weight? Then Megumi comes in walking. He says, now your receipts are too wet to use. What you gonna do now, old man? But the ink coming off the receipts ain't the real issue here. It's that he has no curse energy to conjure up more stuff. He's also thinking Megumi's out of curse energy too because he's been using his domain for a long ass time. You ain't got no Shikigami, do you, ho? Yeah, you right. From now on, we're having a real dog fight. No energy, just straight smoke. Reggie's like, I'ma make him think like I believe that, but I know he's got a Shikigami and he's just waiting for an opening. He goes in punching and Megumi goes in swinging. Reggie's like, come on, use your technique, I'm ready. He goes to punch again, but something just hits him. He's like, what type of speed is that? And he just starts bleeding out right there. Megumi says, you really thought those little knives could take Divine Dog out? Reggie says, damn, I was right. Sorcerers are just con artists, and he falls to the ground. He says, the domain, the pool, you just used those to hide that damn dog. You lured me. Can't believe I really got done in by a modern sorcerer who's a you. They're gonna flame me in the afterlife. Megumi tells him, I couldn't actually leave. Nue can't carry people for that long. Let me ask you something though. You know about Tengen? Tengen? Oh, that hoe's still alive? Listen, she was bad as hell back in the day. Megumi asks because he has to verify Tengen really isn't working with that freak Kenjaku. Now Reggie calls over Kogane and says, yo, give this you all my points, and it transfers them to Megumi. Broski, why did you do that? Don't tell me you're trying to act all good all of a sudden. But he says, listen, this is my final good deed before I kick the bucket. I'm just a spectator for real. I'm not close with that freak Kenjaku. That guy was clerking anything and everything under the sun. I'm not with none of that shit. It's gonna be more interesting this way though. Now let fate toy with you before you die like a fool. Like dog, it's only you who's gonna be dying like a fool. Bro came back to life only to get packed up by a kid, and then Megumi just leaves. We move back to Takaba and we see a big ass explosion. Hazenoki comes out, he says, did I get him? And Takaba says, nah, you ain't get him. Try again. I'm not gonna lie, this guy is actually funny. Hazenoki turns to him and goes to punch him, but the punch slides right off him because he's covered in lotion. So his shit is basically Toon Force, but he has to make jokes too. So what are we saying? Does this mean he can beat Luffy? Bro's like, just die already, holy. He steps back again and says, what's wrong with this guy? The amount of times I hit him, he should have met Vaughn 5 times already, and his wounds have healed too. Is he using reverse curse technique? But it don't even seem like it's the same as mine. This shit don't make sense. Then his Kogane shows up and says, twin, I got some bad news. Reggie's dead. He went out like a little hoe in the basement of a gym. Hazenoki looks, then he just turns around. Yo, where you going? I'm going home. I'm not trying to fight no more. My dog just passed. See, that's how you know he's a real hoe. He's not even trying to go slide for Reggie. If that was me, I'm going to slide for Reggie right now. Takaba says, wait, before you leave, let me get your points. You're not getting my points, bro. And he just keeps walking. We learn Takaba's power is when he comes up with something funny, it actually becomes reality. And this shit can really rival Gojo too. Damn. So I want to know if this shit can only affect him or can it affect anything? Like Gojo's limitless. Like could he not just say, oh, this is a bubble and then pop it? Because if he could, he's technically top 1, not gonna lie. Now we cut to Remy and she's running. She's like, I'm so confused. Being an adult is so confusing. Like, welcome to the real world, shorty. We learn she's been hopping from mon to mon just to stay protected. And Potential Man is on her trail. But then we see a wolf shadow and Divine Dog shows up and stares her down. She's like, I'm really about to go out like this. It's about to go attack her, but someone says no, Megumi, and Divine Dog disappears. Remy's like, what? You're letting me go? You think I'm fine? Shut up, ho. And he says, damn it, Tsukimi, and he falls to the ground. But then feathers start showing up, and it's the angel gal they've been looking for. And she comes down in front of Megumi. See, this is how life really is, guys. Once you leave those evil toxic shorties, then an angel will come into your life. Now we move to another colony, and we learn the fighting there was way worse than what it was in the Tokyo colony. They had some real dogs here. You see this old freak meditating, and his name is Druve, and he has 91 points, and he's on his second incarnation, pardon? And he single-handedly conquered the archipelago of the Civil War. I can't lie, I don't know what that means. Okay, after some research, I learned what it means. It's a cluster of islands, okay? We also got, hold on, ain't that Josuke? What is he doing here? Where's Jotaro and them? This guy also has 77 points, and he's got the highest curse energy output of all the players. We move to Takako in the air, who's got 70 points, and she's the former captain of an assassin group. Like, okay. And with her power, she can control the skies. Like,
what do you mean by that?
Then we see, with the Biru, it's this cockroach spirit, and Kenjaku freed it. It's lying dormant until certain conditions are met. But remember, these are all dogs who couldn't actually get along and make an alliance. And the old man got packed up first by none other than the Naija boy himself, Yuta. This is the man who's only second to Gojo. Alright, that's all for this episode. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. Yes, another JJK done. We've only got one more JJK episode left, which is crazy. But the streets are saying it's gonna be extra long. I don't know, that's what the streets told me. But yeah, be ready for that next week because we will definitely be doing that. Also, we posted a From video on the second channel Monday, so go check that one out for your boy. Link will be in the description, and I'll put at the end of this video too. Check that one out. And I'm not gonna lie, we might try to get another video out tomorrow if we're crazy. I don't know how crazy we are, but if you see another video, just know I'm really like that, okay? But yeah, as always, keep dropping your suggestions of what you guys want to see. We might do JoJo, depending on how it is. It looks good, not gonna lie. So we might do a little JoJo. We might do I know people were asking for some Code Geass. I went back and looked at my poll. So we might do a Code Geass. We might do a Magi. Whatever you guys are feeling, let your boy know and I'll get on it. Giveaway still happening end of the month, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, just be ready. Appreciate y'all boys and girls for all the support. And we're gonna keep going. We're never stopping. We're always grinding. Catch y'all boys and girls in the next video. Peace!